Hey, and thanks for joining me on this edition of the podcast. I'm your host, Jason Brown, the co founder of SERPWoo and the inventor of SERP tracking. Now, in this podcast, I want to go over an algorithm update or a possible algorithm update, at least shuffling around of the SERPs that's got everybody talking that happened around late April 20th, April 21st. And while we don't have any confirmation from Google, things like this happen all the time. There's plenty of algorithm updates that get unnoticed, not talked about, not confirmed, and they happen globally. But more importantly, they happen per industry, per niche. They happen in SERPs all the time that could either be algorithm updates or penalties. Nobody ever knows. Nobody ever gets confirmation. And Google just loves to give you generic, hey, we update all the time when they don't want to talk about an algorithm update. Now, what I want to do in this series, especially after algorithm updates, is just show you potentially what we've saw here at SERPWoo. We monitor billions of data points daily. So we're in a perfect position to kind of dig in and say, hey, this is what we see being changed and being impacted. And I will tell you at first, these will be very generic updates, these potential algorithm updates or shuffling updates. They're going to be very generic. I'm hoping in later videos that I can get really specific, but taking it one video at a time, let's jump in. So I took some data that was ranking April 14th and compared it to April 22nd. And this is what I found generically. Um, Websites that have the keywords in their heading and body definitely were winners. I know a lot of y'all are probably shaking your head like, hey, this is common knowledge to have keywords in your heading and body. But what might be happening is you've got too many. You are over optimized, or you've got too few. The idea here is this is what Google is focusing on. They're focusing on keywords and headings and body. So, if you've over optimized, under optimized, this is probably where you've lost rank. Or if you've jumped up, this is where you're winning. Really finding out the specific sweet spot for this, the specific frequency for your industry, for your terms, for your niche is where something like SERPWoo comes in because you can monitor the SERP daily, look at who your real competitors are, and then model the information that you need for your specific industry on what it takes to rank for you. Now, what I also seen were websites with external links really winning out. And I had some backup data for this, and this was basically keywords in the A tag. Now, if you've got keywords in your A tag, you're more than likely you've got a link, an external link. I'm not talking about an incoming link. I'm talking about one leaving your website. And I seen a mix of do follow and no follow here. There doesn't seem to be a preference. It is, though, that you've got these links, which was one factor. And then the second factor was the keywords in the link. So I just combine these both together as, hey, you need to have these external links that's got the keywords. And that's what Google was favoring broadly in general over all the data that we're looking at. Now, if you feel like you have enough, maybe you over optimized again, maybe you were under optimized. But again, digging into your specific keywords, pulling up this data in SERPWoo, and then finding out what the sweet spot is what's going to help you. But this is what I see winning right now, currently, as of April 22nd. Now, something else that really impacted was load time, page speed, load time. If you've got a website that is slow loading, Google is penalizing this even more. Now, several years ago, I would say that this wasn't as important. We all know the metric that Amazon had published that, when they're slow, that they're losing so many amounts of dollars to low page speed or slow load time. But I think as time goes by, Google is really dialing this in. I don't think it's like a big tweak that they've done. I think every few months or every quarter or every half a year, they're just slowly tweaking this to favor websites that load faster. So if you've got an extremely slow loading website, now might be the time to change that. Maybe you've looked at this last year, thought you were fine. You really need to be looking at this all the time, at least every quarter to make sure your page speed load times are great. Now, this one was a combination. It really came up as page size. But then I found separate backup data for word count and for the number of sentences. Obviously, as you grow your word count, you grow your number of sentences, your page size is going to grow too. So don't look at page size as, hey, I can throw in some CSS, some JavaScript that's going to increase my page size. This is specifically page size for content that people can read. I back that up with word count, with sentences. That's how you need to grow your page size. And obviously, if you're growing your page size with words and with sentences, you're probably going to throw in some external links and keywords in your headings and body. Larger page size, more sentences, there's potentially more headings, more places in your body to stick your keywords. This is really what's winning out. It's actually content. And if you think you've got a good page size and you've got this covered, again, I would really have you do the research today in something like SERPWoo and find out what the average is or the maximum is for your specific keywords, your specific industry, your specific niche, and then hone into that. Now, something that this came out as a little bit conflicting is keywords and title. I actually saw this as a negative. Now, that doesn't mean I've seen it as a negative across the board. The stuff that we just went over, the keywords and the headings and body, the external links, the load time, the page size, that was across the board, everything helping people. This keywords in the title, I seen as a negative, but it wasn't across the board for everybody. I seen this about 50% of the time, actually, keywords in the title as a negative. Now, again, this is where knowing your niche, knowing your industry, knowing your specific keywords is really important. You might not have been impacted by this, but a lot of people were impacted by keywords in the title. Now, whether or not Google is looking at that as over optimization, or whether people had maybe some LSI keywords in their title and it wasn't the specific exact keyword, could be why those pages dropped for keyword and title. I admit there's some data that I have to dig in here, but there is some questionability here about keywords in the title, specifically maybe being a sign to Google that either the SEO is trying too hard or it's the wrong keywords, it's related keywords that were coming up in the search results for an exact keyword, and Google just wanted to get rid of those related keywords and just do exact. Again, there's still some data that I need to dig in here, but I wanted to share it while I could right now. Now, specifically for certain industries, I was able to pull some data out that helped some specific industries. And as these videos go on, as we have more shuffling, more algorithm updates, I'm hoping to get more detailed with more images, more videos, digging into more stuff. But let's just take it one video at a time. YouTube embeds or videos made for local service providers, specifically for people in like mode remediation, carpet cleaning, local service provider type industries. A lot of people won and got bumped up if they had videos or YouTube embeds on those pages. Now, I didn't see this across the board generally for other industries. It was just for this one that kept getting popped up. Again, while I harp on knowing your term, knowing your industry, knowing your niche. Now, if we go down, e-commerce and legal, a lot of websites won here if they had their phone number in the correct country format. So if you've got an e-commerce site and it's in Spain and you target Spain visitors and you sell in Spain, having a French phone number, you lost out. You need to have a phone number formatted for Spain with the correct numbers that designate it as Spain. This would be the same for an attorney. If you're an attorney in the Ukraine, having a phone number on the page that is in Nigerian format or a Nigerian number isn't going to help you. You need to have that phone number in the Ukrainian format that is a Ukrainian number. Now, you might be wondering, why would that happen? There's a lot of websites that are multinational or businesses that are multinational, and they've got websites in these other countries that serve these other countries, and they've just got a generic American phone number, or they've got some kind of 800 number, some kind of wrong format on their number. Maybe they border another country and they're on a border town, like Tijuana and San Diego, and this is a Tijuana attorney, but they've got an American phone number because they're so close to each other. This is where people lost. So if you've got the phone number in the right format, a lot of people won here. Now, I'm not saying this is the only thing that helped these e-commerce websites or attorneys, or the only thing that helped these carpet cleaners and mode cleanup guys. It was just something that popped out specifically for those industries. But I hope this was able to help you. This is a special video that I'm hoping to do after all algorithm updates to really point in and hone in on specific things where there were winners and losers after an algorithm. We're still going to do our weekly what's working in SEO and our weekly backlink videos. But anytime there's a shuffling or noise in the SEO world about an algorithm update, or if there is a confirmed one, we're hoping to do these one-off videos to show you generically the winners and losers, and as we progress into more videos, go into a lot deeper dive. But I hope this has helped you. If you want to see more of these videos, specifically like and comment on this video so that I know that you want to see more of them so I can produce more for you. This will help me understand this is the content you want to watch and learn about. Again, I hope this has helped. I hope you have a great week, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.